Thinking of buying a used Nissan Leaf? This is a great place to learn the biggest mistake I made and one not to make. Also, I'll tell you the 10 reasons why I'm okay with that mistake.
Welcome to G-Butter.
This is G-Butter, where you get the good, the bad, the ugly on tech. Today's tech is actually an electric vehicle I recently purchased. Now, before I get into my big mistake, I do want to wrap up this 5-part series on how I purchased the car and how it all went. But before I do that, I want you to please subscribe, hit the thumbs up or thumbs down buttons, and tell me your favorite electric vehicle, whether or not you own it, and tell me why in the comment section below. If you're interested in the whole story, please check out the playlist below. There are 4 videos prior to this one explaining how I went through the whole ordeal of purchasing a vehicle. Since video 4, the last video, I had some pretty stressful back and forth with the dealer and the truck driver, and it finally got all sorted out and the car is here. As you can see, I'm very happy with it. If you're thinking of buying a vehicle from a different state or province, please do your research on the dealership. Check out the reviews. I was really attracted by the price. It was about $3,000 lower than the next cheapest Leaf around the same year and features. So I kind of jumped on it without checking out the dealership. Once I started talking with the dealership, I kind of got some bad vibes because they weren't very good at communicating. So I checked out the reviews and a lot of people said the same thing. So the gist of all the reviews basically was saying that the dealership was great to deal with up until the point where you signed the paperwork and you committed to the vehicle. After that, they kind of didn't treat you badly, but they weren't as responsive because they were more focused on getting new sales and new clients. So that's kind of unfortunate because now with the age of the internet, it's very easy to leave a review for anything pretty much. You know, I go to a restaurant and as soon as I leave, my phone says, "What did you think? Please rate the restaurant that you were at." If you treat just one customer badly, that customer might write a bad review or make a video like this, and that could be really bad for business. So when the car arrived, I laughed, both out of relief and because the way the trucking company delivered it was on a regular old half-ton, a new one, but it was just a half-ton with an enclosed trailer. And I just thought it was hilarious. I was expecting this big transport truck with like, I don't know, half a dozen to a dozen vehicles on the back. But no, it was just my car in the trailer. I actually got to back it out. So that was pretty cool. Scary, but cool. And we actually had the truck driver in for dinner and he loved our 4 little girls. They're hilarious. They drew him pictures and it was just a nice time with the family and the truck driver. Henry, if you're watching, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Another piece of advice, if you're buying a car from a long distance, do not buy in winter. My paperwork got delayed twice because of weather. One day, actually, my salesperson couldn't make it into work, so I couldn't communicate with him, so that was another day lost. The truck driver had a lot of trouble getting to the dealership because of icy road conditions, and then coming to drop the car off was also bad because it was just ice covered and snow covered and a really slow drive. So I want to give props to both Shipley. It's an online service that matches customers up with shipping companies, and they matched me up with hassle-free shipping out of Edmonton, Alberta. The car itself, as I said, couldn't be happier with the price and the condition of the car. It passed inspection without any issue here locally, and I registered it without a hitch, so I'm pretty happy about that. So if you're still watching, thank you. I'm about to tell you my biggest mistake. And of course, I'll stay true to the name of this channel, G-Butter, the good, the bad, and the ugly tech reviews. The good. I really like this car. It's luxurious for me. It's got heated steering wheel, heated seats, all that stuff. And it gets me back and to and back. It gets me to work and back, no problems. I could probably get 3 days out of the battery in the cold winter with the heat going. The bad. The bad is that the battery has degraded to about 67% of when it was new. And this is not that bad for an 8-year-old car. It's pretty good actually if you look at some other 2011 Nissan Leafs out there. I would attribute that to our cold climate here in Canada. Now for the ugly, my biggest mistake. And I really hope that you didn't commit to buying a Leaf yet, because I'm about to tell you something that may or may not help you. Now, you might not be as irresponsible as I am when you're doing your online research, but there's a lot of websites and videos out there that talk about a new 8-year battery warranty. There's also a lot of videos and websites that talk about losing 4 capacity bars and then getting a new battery. You see there's that main battery charge bars, those are the wider bars, and just to the right of those you get the narrower bars, and that represents the life of the battery. So once that goes down to 0, the battery will be unusable. It will probably be unusable once it gets down to 2 or 3. My car will probably fall apart before the battery is unusable in my situation. So that's my big mistake. I assumed that I could drive normally and maybe a little harder than normal and charge a little bit more aggressively and more regularly to try to get that battery life down 1 more bar, because I lost 3 bars, or my car already had 3 bars gone. The 8 years only runs out in September, so I assumed that I could lose 1 more capacity bar and I'd get a brand new 2nd generation battery for free from Nissan. Well, you know what they say about assuming. When you assume, you make an ASS out of you and me. You know, assume ASS you and me. Anyways, I learned that one in driver's ed back when I was 15 and a half years old. Man, time flies. Now that you know my big mistake, I'll tell you about the 10 reasons I don't care about my mistake, and I am very happy that I bought this car and that I can sell my Toyota Prius, which also was a great car, by the way. 1, I have a short commute, so this battery will last me for a very long time. 2, there's a hotel really close to my work within walking distance that gives EVs free parking and charging indoors. 3, and this is the most understated, I don't have to stand outside in the freezing cold winter to put gas in my car. 4, we have a minivan for longer trips that has a gas engine. 5, very little maintenance. No more oil changes. I do all the oil changes and now I just have to do the minivan. 6, Bluetooth phone calls are crystal clear. 7, I can program my car to heat up right before I go to work. 8, it is not a luxury vehicle, it does not have adaptive cruise control and all that fancy stuff, but it does have a heating steering wheel, heated front and back seats, and like I said, the timed climate control is a great feature. 9, this is something I could not really find when I was doing research. I was worried that the heater wouldn't keep up with the Canadian winters, but I was wrong. It's very hot. And 10, you just can't beat the price. And the dealer had this on as an SV, which is the middle trim level, but it's actually an SL, so it's the highest trim level. And again, it's $3,000 cheaper than the next cheapest 2011 SL. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really happy with the car, even though I won't get a free battery. I wish you the best of luck with your Nissan Leaf purchase or any EV purchase. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions and you're thinking about buying a Nissan Leaf, or you have one and you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will reply. If I don't know the answer, that'll actually excite me more because I'll get to do more research, and I love doing research. Hit the thumbs up button or thumbs down and stop by again for another video. Cheers.